Good morning, everyone. My name is George Zoma, and I'm here to teach you social studies again. And we are looking at the topic road accident, which is the sequence of the topic we treated the last time. So join me for a ride. Let us look at this new topic right now. Now, let us look at the specific objective. At the end of the lesson, the pupils should be able to 1. List ways of helping accident victims. 2. Mention ways of preventing road accidents. So now let's start. Now, ways of helping accident victims. Now, maybe you are traveling and all of a sudden you found yourself in an accident arena or in an accident scene. It's not nice just standing there watching people bleed to death, and so some people sometimes will bring out their phones to record and so that they can post on social media. It's not nice. The first thing first you should do if you find yourself in such a situation is to help those victims involved in the accident. And what is the first thing we can do to help accident victims? Number one, remove the accident victim from the accident scene. Now you can see from the picture here, the person is involved in an accident, and you can see that the people here that are trying to rescue him, they had to cut out the top of the car so that they'll be able to bring him out. So that is the first thing we should do if we find ourselves in such a situation. If someone is involved in an accident, we should try to help in bringing the person out from the car or out from that spot. Why? Because you don't know if the car may go in on may go in on fire, so that you prevent deaths. So it is nice you remove the accident victim from the accident scene. Now the next thing is to wear a glove. Yes, that is one of the safety precautions we do, because we don't want you to come in contact with blood. So the first thing you should do is to put on the gloves to protect yourself from touching people's blood. Now after that, the next thing you should do is to help in cleaning the person's wound with antiseptic and cotton wool. You can see the person here was involved in a burn. Maybe while they had an accident, maybe the car went on flame and he was burnt or something like that. Now you can see that the paramedic here is trying to help in cleaning the wound and so on. So it is nice that we clean the wound with antiseptic and cotton wool. Are you getting me? Now the next thing is to cover the wounds with plaster and bandage. Now you can see that the person here had what will I call it, as in like he has a head injury, and you can see the paramedic right now is helping to put a bandage around the head, also to prevent excessive bleeding. So you can see that it is nice. We'll cover the wound with plasters and what, bandage. Now the next one, when we're done giving the person first aid treatment, the next thing we should do is to take the victim to the hospital. Yes, when you take the victim to the hospital, you have saved that person's life. So these are the various steps you can take in helping road accidents victims. So promise me that if you find yourself in such situation, you will know what to do. Now let us look at the next thing. Ways of preventing road accidents. How can we prevent road accidents? You can see there is a saying that says prevention is better than cure. So how can we prevent road accidents? How can we prevent it from happening? So the first thing first is, before we drive out, we should always make sure we put on our seatbelt. It says here, use your seatbelt when driving. You can see the lady right now, she's trying to put on her seatbelt before she drives out. So meaning that before you drive out, or before your daddy drives out from the house, tell him that, daddy, we should put on our seatbelt. Yes. So it is nice to use your seatbelt. Now the reason for the seatbelt is to prevent you from having an impact in case there's an accident. Is to prevent you from having an impact with the steering, or from clashing, or let's say how will I say, as in hitting yourself with the glass, or hitting yourself to the dashboard. So it is one of the ways of preventing road accidents. Now the next one is driving carefully. There is a speed limit we should have. So we shouldn't, because we are driving a new car, a good car, we should start speeding around. No, we should drive carefully. That is one of the ways of preventing road accidents. Now, the next one is checking our cars before driving. Yes, it is nice. Before daddy or mommy drives out, tell them that they should check the car. Yes, to ensure that the car is good, to ensure that the car is okay for them to move it around. So you can say that the first thing first we should do is to make sure that we check our cars, okay? To check if it is faulty, to check if the oil, what they call it again, there is water in the radiator, there is enough oil in it, to check the tires if they are good. So these are the things we should do before driving our cars. Then repairing our roads. Yeah, so many people have died or so many people have involved themselves in road accidents because of the bad roads. So one of the basic things for the government to control road accidents, the government needs to repair the road. If the government can repair the roads in Nigeria, I believe that road accidents would reduce drastically in Nigeria. Now, the next one, using the pedestrian bridge. Yes, you can see the people now. So, if you find yourself in a busy road, a road that is so busy, there are lots of traffic and so on, instead of trying to cross such roads, it is nice we use what the pedestrian bridge. Yes, because it is safe for us. So, you don't cross a busy road. If there is a pedestrian bridge, please make use of the pedestrian bridge to save your life. Now, also, we should also respect what? Traffic lights. Yes. When you see the red light, it says stop. We should stop. And when we see green, we should move. So we should try to respect the traffic light. Okay? So these are one of the ways of preventing what? Road accidents. Now, there are other ways of preventing road accidents, such as what? Do not drink before or while driving. It is not nice to drink. Yes, because alcohol has some substance that could affect our mind. Now, in order to avoid road accidents, we don't drink. If the person wants to drink, it's nice. He goes back home, he parks his car and he drinks and wait for some time. When he feels he's okay, he can then drive. It is not nice to drink and drive. Now, the government should educate the road users on how to use the road. So it is nice the government educates the road users on how to use the road. Yes, because if the government does not educate people on how to use the road, people will not know the rules and they will involve themselves in road accidents. So it is nice that the government educate the road users on how to use the road because the road has rules. Driving on the road, there are rules you must maintain. There are rules you must keep. So the government should educate the people on on the rules of the road. Now, do observe the road before crossing. Please, before you cross the road, make sure you look to your left and you look to your right before you cross. Are you getting me? Just don't cross the road because if you want to, you're in a haste, you want to. No. Please, for safety precautions, look to your left and look to your right before you cross the road. And the last, make sure that all the safety equipment, such as the fire extinguisher, spare tires, and jacks, are in the car before you drive. Yes, all these things are necessary, it must be in the car. Are you getting me? So, these are the ways of preventing road accident. And I believe from this class you have learned, and I believe you will keep to these rules. Okay? So, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Have a lovely day.